Hi, would you like to quantum leap your success, strengthen your leadership potential, confidence, and wisdom in guiding others towards their own goals? Then let Mastermind Institute Training and Development Services help you. Our modules are certified John Maxwell teachings, and our very own original training materials personalized based on your needs to help you reach your full potential. We offer Leadership Gold. Put your dream to the test. 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. How to be a real success. Everyone communicates. Few connects. Becoming a person of influence. Plus, coaching on confidence, life, and finding your life purpose. Come and join Mastermind Institute Training and Development Services to learn more about proper leadership and motivation in life.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Simply Now. Ayan, so this has been a long overdue episode of What is True Forgiveness. And before I begin, I would like to say hello and good afternoon to each and every one of you from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, and to all my friends all over the globe. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, and welcome once again to our episode, What is True Forgiveness? One of the episodes in for this month, Tales of the Heart. You know what? Forgiveness is part of being in love, because in love you are not really in love if you don't know how to forgive. That's what I learned for the past years of my existence here on earth. And then we're going to talk about what is true forgiveness, because we have different definition of that, and it depends on how hurtful we are, correct? So we're going to begin. Ayan, so what is true forgiveness? And what really it means to forgive somebody. Sometimes it's really very hard to forgive someone, especially when they hurt you so much, right? And as I said, forgiveness means different things to different people. But in general, it involves an intentional decision to let go of resentment and anger. It is one of the most misunderstood subjects in the Bible. We sometimes view it merely as a therapeutic way of detaching ourselves from those who have harmed us, di ba? Parang it's somehow like, oh, hindi ko na lang siya papansinin, or kakalimutan ko na lang siya. I'm gonna forget that someone. I'm gonna forget that person. So, hanggang tumagal na ng tumagal ang panahon, hindi mo na siya kinausap, hindi mo na siya pinansin, 'di ba? You already forget that someone. And that is the wrong connotation of forgiveness, right? And this is according to our daily bread. And sabi nga natin, di ba, we sometimes view that as a therapeutic way of detaching ourselves from that person, which is not a true definition of forgiveness. So let's move on and dive into that. Okay, we have mentioned about the Bible, about this, right? Luke 17, verse 4. Even if they sin against you 7 times in a day, and 7 times comes back to you saying, I repent, you must forgive them. So repeatedly, we have to forgive someone, even if it's even if that person does not deserve forgiveness, right? And then later on, we're going to talk about who really deserve our forgiveness, no? And then forgiveness is not earned but given. You have to intentionally give it to someone who caused you pain. Now, the operative term is intentional. You have to be intentional of forgiving someone. It is not earned, it is given. That is why, even though that person does not ask for it, then you have to give it. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It is also a wrong connotation of, the people that when we forgive, we forget. Di ba sabi nga natin, forgive and forget. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace that allows you to focus on yourself and helps you go on with your life. So that means detaching from your grudges, detaching from your resentment, detaching from your anger, not detaching from that person. Okay? So yun yung mga wrong connotations natin dyan. And of course, another thought about forgiveness is that forgiveness isn't the same as reconciliation. Reconciliation is earned, while forgiveness clears the ledger. So once you have forgiven somebody, that means all the past things, bad things that he or she had done to you will all be cleared. So you forget that, diba? It does not instantly rebuild trust. So that is one of the another wrong connotation about forgiveness. Well, we say that it really depends on how painful the situation is and how aggravating the circumstances are. But then we are talking about forgiveness as a human being and as a Christian, right? And as a person, you tend to like detach yourself from that. And what we are talking about is that it doesn't mean that you have to reconcile with that person, but forgiveness is all about you. Forgiveness is about your peace. Forgiveness is about your life. Forgiveness is about everything that you wanted to go on and move on with your life, right? Okay. Now, what are the thoughts about forgiveness? So you have to face the facts. You have to acknowledge that there is something wrong, right? You have to acknowledge that somebody have caused you pain. Authentic forgiveness requires that we identify what has happened and understand the significance, because if you are not able to learn anything from that mistake, then what is the essence of forgiveness? Correct? You have to identify what goes wrong, right? What did I do wrong? What did she or he did wrong to me? So you have to identify that, and then you have to look for the value or the significance of that mistake, so that when both of you are ready to talk about it, diba, there will be no upgrade anymore, or what we call yung mga sumbatan. No, you just have to forgive each other and then hug each other, and then that's it. So face the facts. You have to identify and then find the significance of your mistakes. Number two, you have to feel the feelings. Okay? You know, sometimes when you are hurt, you tend to become numb, right? And then the initial reaction of your brain, because you are hurt, you are going to what? To get angry, to get mad. And then you don't want to see that person anymore. You don't want to talk to that person anymore, and you don't want to see even the people around that person anymore, right? You know what? There's a danger of both quick forgiveness. Quick forgiveness is a hasty verbal declaration that keeps us from processing the harm done. So, for example, okay, I caused you wrong, and then come the next day, I'll say, "Oh, forgive me, I did this, and forgive me, I did that." Then you say yes, but then your feelings does not recognize that you are hurt, right? And kapag naipon ng naipon yan, at nagkasala na naman siya sa'yo, that would be the time na you're like gonna be a bomb. Nasasabog ka na. And then there's also what we call the slow forgiveness, an ongoing, I don't feel ready yet. So every time a person asks you, or a friend or a relative asks you, so why don't you forgive them? And then you keep on saying, I don't feel ready yet. So it's been like a year, years past, like 5, 10 years, you are not still ready yet to forgive them. So there's a danger between quick forgiveness and slow forgiveness. So you have to be very careful of what you say. But then the essence is that, generally speaking, you have to detach from the resentment, from the anger, from the madness. And it is not about the person you are forgiving, but it is all about your peace. Okay? All right. Now, for example, if you ask yourself, how do I move toward a state of forgiveness? So, for example, I forgive somebody who have caused me so much trouble and so much pain. And then I said, okay, I forgive you. So, how do I move toward that state? So, number one, there are a lot of things that you should do, but then there are three things that I would want to share with you. And this is what, to recognize the value of forgiveness. So why are you forgiving that person? You have to recognize the value of that and how it can improve your life and not the life of the other person or the person who committed wrong to you. All right, so you have to recognize the value. And then the second one, you have to identify what needs healing and who you want to forgive. You have to identify that. Saan ba ako kailangan magkaroon ng healing process? Okay, and then acknowledge your emotions about the harm done to you. So you have to acknowledge everything that there is something wrong. You have to acknowledge that that person hurt you and you need to talk about it, not to cause so much trouble, but to understand why did he, she, or they caused you that pain. Okay? What happens if I can't forgive someone? If you cannot forgive someone, the number one that you should do is pray. Okay? You have to pray. And then practice empathy. Reflect on time when others have forgiven you. So yun lang isipin mo, sila nga pinapatawad ako, why not me? Um, because I have struggled also doing that. I have struggled doing that. And every time I look into the cross, I am reminded that I am a sinner as well. So, what gives me the right not to forgive somebody else? All right. So, you have to really see that, no, see beyond forgiveness. And then, well, write a journal, no, everything that you wanted to say. Instead of uttering it, instead of saying it, you write a journal. Everything, you write it down there. And then you will feel relieved. And be aware that forgiveness is a process. It is not a magic. It's not an instant thing that you will do. Okay, it is a process. There is a process that yes, I forgive you today, but it doesn't mean that we can be reconciled, or that my love for you is still the same, or I still care for you. Okay, it's a process. So forgiveness now, and then healing comes healing, and then once you're healed, then everything will comes back to normal. And of course, the best weapon for that is for you to pray. Okay? Samahan nyo ng prayer. Okay, what if the person I'm forgiving doesn't change? It doesn't matter if that person changed or not. What matters is that you have peace. Okay? It's all about you. It's not about the person you are forgiving. So even if that person does not change, then that's it. I mean, be it, right? It's that's his problem, not yours, right? So ikaw, ang tinatanggal mo is yung resentment mo sa kanya or yung anger mo. So kung hindi siya nagbabago or ganun pa din yung pag-uugali niya, then it's not your problem anymore. Maybe the best thing that we can do for that person or for those people na hindi nagbabago, let's continue pray for them. Okay, continue pray for them. Okay, and this is one of the toughest statement that you will hear today. Forgiveness is a decision and a declaration. Once you decide to forgive, you have to really do it. And you have to declare that you will go through the process. Forgiveness is a matter of obedience. Diba? It is in the Bible. An inward choice that declares, I forgive you. Sometimes, it's easy to say that I forgive you, but it is very, very hard to do. These words declare that the issue is dead and buried. So imagine, di ba, for example, siniraan ka ng siniraan, kung ano ginawa sa'yo, and then you will bury that thing because you have forgiven them, right? And when it comes to mind, we take it to the Lord. If you cannot take it personally, then take it to the Lord. If you're having a hard time doing that, you pray for them, you pray for yourself. So it is a matter of decision and a declaration. So when you talk about forgiveness, it should not be a quick forgiveness or a slow forgiveness, but once you decided to forgive someone else, you have to declare that you will bury everything, all issues that has something to do with you and that person. Okay? All right. So why do we need to forgive? Did you ask these questions to yourself? Why do we need to forgive? Forgiveness is at the very heart of the gospel, right? It is in the Bible. So, just to give you a series of um, Bible verses, Colossians 3 verse 13, diba? Bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you. So you must also be forgive. Okay. So you must also be forgiven. We were born sinners, right? And but the Lord loves us so much that he gave up his only son, 'di ba? To die for us. So you go back to that. You go back to that. If you are having a hard time forgiving somebody, then you go back to that, because it's I was able to realize that no, I struggle on that part. No, I cannot forgive. And then eventually when I pray and I look at the cross, then yeah, why do I need to forgive? So, in the same way, we are commanded to forgive those who do wrong to us, not just those who are asking for forgiveness. Everybody, or those who are first time offenders or whose wrong seems forgivable, right? According to Matthew 6:15, it says there, forgive someone 70 times 7 times, and he makes the sobering statement that if we do not forgive others, our fathers in heaven will not forgive us as well. Okay, so if you seek forgiveness, then you should know how to forgive also. So, and that is the very reason why we need to forgive. Okay, now my thoughts about this forgiveness. You know what? We forgive the people who hurt us, right? Again, we forgive the people who hurt us, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because we deserve peace, right? Because every time that we hold resentment toward another, we are bound to that person. There is that emotional link that causes pain in us, and only forgiveness can break that link. So you have to remember that. And according to Mahatma Gandhi, the weak can never forgive, but forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. So we are all created strong, right? So that means when we are strong, we can forgive. Okay? So there you go, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It is a short thoughts about forgiveness, but I hope that you learned something from it. And I hope that you will share your thoughts over the comments, no, even if you watch this on a replay um, period. I would love to hear your comments about it. And if you are struggling on forgiving someone, then you go back to the cross, you go back to the person who gave us the forgiveness, even though we are a sinner. Okay? So thank you, everybody. This has been your coach, Ma Tolentino, reminding you to live with value and never ever let go of your dreams. Live your dreams. Remember, you forgive someone not because they deserve your forgiveness. You forgive them because you deserve peace. Have a great day, everybody. See you again soon. Bye.